Welcome to another episode of Remember the Greats Through the Mail Thursdays. Today, this is a first on my channel for Through the Mail Thursdays. Today, I'm going to share with you two returns that I got back in early January. I'm a little bit behind sharing these with you, but the unfortunate part about these two individuals is they have passed away since they returned their autograph request to me. So this video is not going to be just a Through the Mail Thursday show and tell like all the other videos have been previous to this. This video is going to be Through the Mail Thursday as well as in memoriam. So the first person I want to share with you is a return from former Detroit Tiger pitcher Paul Foytack on one. A duplicate makes two. A card of him with the Angels makes three. And another 1962 as a Detroit Tiger. Again, as I record this, Mr. Foytack actually signed these in early January for me. And on January 23rd, 2021, at the age of 90 years old, Mr. Foytack passed away. I'm going to share with you the career of the late Paul Foytack. Foytack signed with the Tigers in 1949 after graduating from Scranton Technical High School in Scranton, Pennsylvania. He spent 4 full years in the Detroit farm system before his first trial in the majors at the outset of 1953. He made the Tigers pitching staff in 1955, and from 1956 to 1959 he won 15, 14, 15, and 14 games respectively, averaging 40 games pitched and 33 games started. During that time, he was among the top 10 pitchers in the American League in fewest hits allowed per 9 innings 3 times, and also among the top 10 in innings pitched, strikeouts, complete games, and fewest walks per 9 innings. In 1959, he led the league in games started with 37. Over his 11-year Major League Baseball career, he posted a one-loss record of 86 and 87 with a 4.14 earned run average in 1,498 innings pitched. He notched 63 complete games and 7 career shutouts as a starting pitcher, along with 7 saves coming out of the bullpen. On June 15, 1963, he was traded to the Angels with Frank Castro for George Thomas and a minor league player to be named later. A month and a half later, on July 31, 1963, during the 6th-inning game against the Cleveland Indians, Foytack became the first pitcher to give up home runs to 4 consecutive batters. Not really an honor that you want to have, but he's the first person to ever do that. He was the only pitcher to achieve this feat until the New York Yankees rookie Chase Wright gave up 4 consecutive home runs in April of 2007. Foytack was released by the Angels on May 15, 1964, ending his major league career. He spent the rest of the season in AAA Syracuse, back with the Tigers organization. After that season, he decided to play 1 season in Japanese baseball, playing for the Chinichi Dragons in 1965. So after his playing career in Japan, I'm not really sure what he did after 1965. In the end, he was pretty much a 500 pitcher. He had 1 extra loss than he had wins for his career. But early on in his career, when he was 25 to 28, he won 15, 14 games the first 4 years he was in the league. I want to thank Mr. Foytack for signing these cards. It is unfortunate that he is no longer with us. I always want to be thankful for everybody that signs for me. And I want to thank Mr. Foytack for signing these mere weeks before he passed away. So thank you very much, Mr. Foytack. Alright, so this next individual I have actually featured on this channel before. He was a great left-handed pitcher for many years for a few different organizations. He was on a World Series team winning a championship. And post-playing career, he became a coach for many, many years in minor league baseball. If you went to minor league baseball games in the late 80s to all the way up to the early 2000s, this individual was a coach for that long in the minor league system, trying to help develop young pitchers to get to the major leagues. And before he left us, I was able to get him to sign 4 more cards because many of you know I've been collecting the senior league autograph cards quite a bit. So I was able to send him 2 of the senior league cards. I think he may have 3, but I only sent him 2 because that's all I had. But more importantly, I was able to get him to sign my all-time Orioles card for my all-time Orioles set before he passed. And finally, I happen to have this card laying around. I've never gotten him to sign one of these before, and this was a Royals card. He had a very short-lived tenure with the Kansas City Royals, so I decided to include this Royals card in there because I'd never gotten a Royals card signed by him before. So, join me in remembering the late, great Grant Jackson. Jackson grew up in Fostonia, Ohio, graduating in 1961 from Fostonia High School. He originally was going to play baseball at Bowling Green State University. However, his grades didn't make the par, and he signed as an amateur free agent with the Philadelphia Phillies in November of 1961. Jackson, a left-handed pitcher, pitched his way through the Phillies organization, making his major league debut for the Phillies in 1965. He would be a mainstay with the Phillies for a few seasons, and in fact would post his best season with the Phillies in 1969, appearing in the All-Star game for the one and only time in his career. After the 1970 season, Jackson would join the Baltimore Orioles, who would compete very competitively in the World Series at that era. He would spend from 1971 to 76 with the Orioles, and then would spend part of the season in 1976 with the Yankees. In 1977, he would join the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he would be a lefty specialist for the Pirates, helping secure a World Series championship of the 1979 We Are Family Pittsburgh Pirates. After his time with Pittsburgh, he would then go on to pitch for a season in Montreal. Going into the 1982 season, he would be traded from the Expos to the Kansas City Royals. On July 9th of 1982, the Royals would release Jackson from his contract. However, he would return somewhat to a homecoming to the Pittsburgh Pirates and would pitch a couple more games to finish out the season for about a month with the Pirates in 1982. After the 1982 season, he would be released by the Pirates and he would retire from baseball as a player. Well, after his playing career, he would then join the coaching ranks in minor league baseball. He also, as well, played in the senior league for a season. However, he would spend all the way through 2002 as a minor league pitching coach, instructor, coordinator, etc., with, of course, having a few stints at the major league level as a bullpen coach for both the Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. And I actually had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Jackson when I was a youth, when I was in my teens. He's one of the first autographs that I got in person. Again, I shared last week the Ed Romero story. Well, this week I'll share the Grant Jackson story because I think anybody that has ever met Mr. Jackson has a story to tell about him. He was that type of personality. Grant was one of those types of personalities that he liked to have fun. And when you asked for his autograph, he would always do something a little silly about signing autographs. In particular, when I asked him for an autograph, I remember he signed on the page next to my card. So I still have that index card somewhere in my collection, but he signed the index card next to the card on the page. And, you know, he was just being a goofy, fan-friendly guy at the time, you know, and again, I was a kid, so I was like, yeah, whatever, don't really care. But I just want to take the time to remember these two individuals. you know, Mr. Jackson and Mr. Foytack, and to remember their playing days during the era that players did not make a lot of money. Both of these individuals were very happy to interact with their fans, and I want to say that I'm very fortunate enough to be able to get some of the last autographs they potentially may have signed. I want to thank you again for joining me for another episode. I'm sorry, but this is just not a pep me up type of episode because of the two individuals that I'm sharing in their recent passing. I want to thank you for your time, and please comment below. Thank you.